That's good, man.
I'm going boating after this, Jake.
I know. I'm jealous. What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in.
Swag.
To Boater Dan. I don't need nicknames.
He's devoted. Sees? Is that bad? That's a bad.
People call me Captain Dan.
I like Captain Dan. We could definitely play on that for sure.
Lieutenant Dan.
Captain Dan. Captain Dan and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. That's from that thing you do.
Wow. Hey, shout out to Celsius.
Ooh, that looks yummy. What is that?
So it's like healthy energy drinks.
Healthy energy drinks. Brandon, what's going on, buddy? It's good to see you as always. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're just hanging out. We're excited to be with you all today, talking about brands. That's probably, I would say, guys, this is probably the topic that we're the most passionate about.
It's
right?
fun.
Yeah.
It's one of the more passionate topics we have. So add us, comment us. We always would love to hear from you. Andrew, what's going on? Noah, what's up, dude? It's good to see you as always. Thank you for tuning in, big dog. Appreciate it. We got like 2/3 of Brandon 78 watching us right now.
Already.
So appreciate y'all. So we're going to get started here in a minute. Hey, Dan, before you start, what's the weather down in Tampa? I haven't asked you that in a bit.
Oh, man, that's a great question, Taylor. I'm glad that you asked. Yesterday, we had a bit of a cold front came through, about 62. It is currently 72 to warm up to a balmy 80 a little bit later.
Completely irrelevant to our international fans unless you're planning on traveling to the sunny state of Florida, which I am this weekend.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you?
Are you going?
Yeah, I'll be there. Flying Friday morning, Miami.
Oh, you are going to Miami?
Mm-hmm. Technically,
they have everything. They have everything like shut off right now.
We're driving the Keys.
Oh, you are.
That's just Miami Beach.
Nice. Yeah, just Miami.
Jackie, how's not doing that?
We're not spring breakers. We're an old married couple trying to celebrate without our 3 kids. So
that makes sense.
They're going to let us through. I know I'm really young.
Well, all right. So we'll go ahead and get started here in a second. I need to go ahead and share our YouTube link to get it posted.
Do that. Y'all, as a quick intermission, we discovered a boozy sparkling water from Oscar Blues Brewery out of Colorado.
Nice.
And it is incredible. And instead of malt liquor, they use cane sugar alcohol content. So the flavor is that much better.
Very good.
Highly recommend it for your boating ventures.
Let's get after this. Hey, thank you all again for tuning in to Unicorn Finders. We got a few people watching today, which is pretty cool. There's more and more people watching us have something to say on a hump day every week. So we're excited for y'all to join us. If you get anything out of this entire session with us, it's not about brand. It's actually about who we're having on tomorrow. And so we are extremely excited to have CEO, co-founder, Evan Kirkham. He founded a company that literally, like Sunday, we got the notification from Evan that his company won South by Southwest 1-minute pitch competition.
That is
and so that is pretty cool that he's joining us. So we're extremely excited. So tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Central, we try to keep this 9:30 a.m. Central time as consistent as possible. Evan's going to be joining us. Basically, his product allows athletes and superstars or influencers to basically give their own thoughts about an event, which I think is actually kind of brilliant because that's kind of, literally when there's an event, I go on Twitter and see everybody else's thoughts. Yeah. So I think that's a great idea. So we're extremely excited to have Evan on tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Central. Okay, now we can go ahead and talk.
I'm sure that someone is using Colorcast right now to comment on our comments
about how bad it is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or how great it is.
It just makes sense.
Hey, shout out Duvin. It is Duvin season. Duvin does not sponsor us, but we are my goal for this podcast by 2022. Duvin. Is that Duvin? Dude.
Nice.
2/3 of us are wearing Duvin. Duvin, if you somehow watch this on LinkedIn, I bet none of y'all are on LinkedIn from Duvin.
I just at them on LinkedIn.
Yeah, you should add. Yeah, exactly. So, so this episode brought to you by Duvin. All right, boys, let's dive into it. Brand. 30 seconds each, because we can all talk about brand for the next 9 hours individually. What is it at a super high level? Dan, you first. 30 seconds. Go.
Daniel.
Brand is who you are, right? At the end of the day, you as a company, as a person, as an entity is what you represent and who you want to be, not only externally facing, but internally facing. It's a way that you attract loyalty. It's a way that you attract people to work for you. It's a way that you attract yourself to work with other people. At the end of the day, all brand is the outward expression of what happens inside either you as an individual or inside your culture as a company.
Boom.
Love that, Jake.
Roasted. So this is interesting to me, is that even just a few years ago, you could put out a specific voice of yourself in one flavor, and that's all people would know. But now that so much of social media and real life is connected in every possible way, it's really more who you are through and through, which I appreciate. I know that's how three of us have definitely run our personal brands. So yeah, be a better person and let people know it. That is what I break down personal brand to. Just be a better person and let people know it.
Yeah. I love that. For me, real quick, brand equals reputation. That's it.
Yeah.
Who are you in the market? What are you known for? How do you come across to other individuals? That is brand in my neck of the woods. And that's how I think of it. So let's dive into what companies and individuals, why is it important for companies and individuals to have brand right now? I personally think there's an increase. And again, for those of you who are watching still, thank you again. Please comment us your thoughts on brand. We love this session to be a conversation, right? We are all best friends. We talk to each other consistently throughout the week. We would love to hear from you, because sometimes these guys get tired of hearing from me, and I don't blame them. A few shout outs, Kathia. Thank you for tuning in as always. Brian, my man, that beard. I love that salt and pepper. I love it. Pedro, thanks again. Miami bro here. Not bro, but I get you. I got you. I got you.
With it.
I got you. So, all right. So thoughts on brand, specifically for individuals and companies, and why is it important right now? Jake, I'm going to let you take it first.
Well, I mean, your actions can't speak as loud as they used to if your people can't find you, and your people can't find you if you don't have a strong brand, right? So I think at this point, more important than ever, companies that did not focus on letting people know who they were outwardly really had to pivot in the last year to be like, whoa. If we don't know, we need to write some mission statements out. We need to get people on board. We need to let people know this is who we are and how we do our business, or this is why we do what we do. And we need to make it very clean, very clear, and then let others now come to us, hopefully like-minded individuals that can enjoy our products. So I think that alone, just especially in the last year, where no one's going to just walk by your store, right? If you were a brick and mortar, you're not anymore. That's just your warehouse.
You're not.
Right? That's your warehouse for your e-commerce site, right? So it's like, how do we let people know? And that focus has made it really, really loud in some aspects on social media, because everyone's posting everything all the time, and but also has allowed people to kind of wake up to something that people were doing to be ahead of their time before.
Dan?
Yeah. No, I would say this to kind of answer your question and kind of not answer your question as well, is brand is not something that you have. It's not just a strategy session. It's not just you changing new colors. It's not just you.
Yes. Brand is your reputation. Correct.
Everybody has brand.
Yeah. He puts the brand in Brandon.
I love it. Kathy, you're doing such a great job with branding. Look at that. So Kathy, we legitimately were just talking about this before we hopped on. Our goal is to get our shop up in the next week.
That is
that may be aggressive.
Yeah. Look, but I want swag. I care about you guys. I want you to have swag. Yeah, selfishly, I want swag myself too.
Yeah, selfishly, I want swag too. So that is coming. Coffee mug, dad hat, pocket tees. Andrew Miller, your brand should be able to be inferred from the social media presence you define. Shouldn't have to be said. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and I want to get to Andrew's post. So this is what I'm really big on, is that for the longest time I felt weird posting to social media, right? Like I thought it was very self-centered. It was very about me, and I should know how to use it, right? Well, then a light switched.
A buddy of mine, Josh here, I'll shout out Josh Sisley, Sisley. He's been posting. He's a 4-year engineer, really smart guy, but he's just been posting everything he's been learning for the last multiple years and his opinions. And he's been doing it with a really good content. And he just got scooped up with a really big raise by a really big company just on his own, just because he had been found by his content. So he was not trying to sell anything. He's not trying to start a podcast, but he did want to let the world know so other people could learn from, hopefully, some of the stuff he's learned, what is going on. And he got pulled right out of his company, right? So,
yeah. Taylor, I want to hit on something you just said. You said not everybody needs to have a brand, and I think everybody already is a brand, right? Like maybe you didn't pick pastel colors, to post on your, StreamYard or when you do LinkedIn Live, or maybe you don't have, a cool logo design, but you already are a brand. You are your brand, right? Brandon is a brand, right? As a person, Kathia, you are a brand. Andrew, you're a brand as well. How you put that out into the world, is kind of your choice, and how vulnerable you choose to be. Taylor talked about posting on social media and it being self-centered. Like, that's okay. Taylor's talking about things that he is an expert on, right? Things that he's very knowledgeable. Same with Jake, same with myself. That's why you put yourself out there, but there's varying levels of how much you're going to put yourself out there. But remember, that your brand is who you are. Your integrity is a part of that. Your actions, your words, your choices, all of that are your brand. So remember that, like, the difference between a brand and what we say are like a brand of clothing or branding, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Can you just share Andrew's comment real quick? The last one? Nope, the one
the
after
very
that.
last one.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
I think it was a delayed response though to my comment, like from a couple minutes ago.
I think he was actually referring to my comment. So Pedro, again, how they engage, show how much they care. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's my thing, right? And I want to talk about this too. There's so many individuals that are posting and never engage with people, right? We're so caught up in this world and society with follower count, and I'm even guilty of it, right? Me and the guys text each other all the time. Hey, our followers are here. Our engagement, our followers here. But one thing that I'm trying to do with Jake, Dan, and I is focus on engagement, right? What does engagement look like? Because I think the overall health of your brand and who you are and what are putting out there is engagement. Like when COVID hit, there was this huge kind of thing that blew up with all these Instagram influencers getting paid $30,000, $40,000 to promote something. And then they sold 3 items
all the time because they went off for followers. It's crazy.
Because Andrew goes, stop fighting. You're all my favorite children. Yes. Thank you, Andrew. So again, but engagement is very important, right? If you're not taking time to engage with individuals, and we need to do a better job, right? I mean, this is a gut check for us. We can do better, right? We can comment more. We can build better community. And that's something that we're going to start pushing.
But engagement shows that impact, right? And really, the reason we're trying to do what we do is because we like to impact, hopefully positively, right?
Yeah.
So,
So here's one from Noah. Again, Noah is with Brandon78. It's good to see you, buddy. Beyond consistency engagement, what are other ways of growing a brand on social media?
That's a great question. There's a couple of different ways.
Which one?
Well, we can talk about a product and a business or a person, right? Sure. I would say is authenticity is the number one thing. Be you. I always tell everybody that I meet in every conversation that I have, any information that I give, I probably say it once a month here. You are the only you out there. You can learn and you can adapt and you can derive from what other people have done. But if you make up stories like a lot of people on LinkedIn, if you lie about your experiences or you try to talk yourself into a position where you are maybe an expert in something that you're not, or you're more exposed to something that you're not, it's going to get found out really quickly. And I think that that's what you're seeing on LinkedIn, you're seeing on Twitter, you're seeing on Facebook, of the lack of authenticity, right? People don't want to just hear how great you are or how great you solved this problem. They want you to be vulnerable. They want you to share what challenges you've had. So I would say that that's the number one thing, is authenticity in your experience. And then 2 would just be communicate to people like you would normally talk. Use your voice, right?
Voice,
like
that. Yep.
That's it. That's the most important thing that I can gather, is like, do it in your voice. Stop trying to be somebody else. If you're not funny, don't be funny, right? Like, that's okay. Like, not everybody is, right? But be you, be authentic, and have your voice. Those other things are consistency and obviously engagement are important too.
I love that.
It's interesting because like we have this balance of being you is important, because the people that you work with or engage with, you'll end up being like-minded on a lot of things and enjoy that journey, and they'll enjoy your product and respect you, and you can respect them. And at the same time, so many people just suck. So like, you have people just being you
aren't as great,
bashing the crap out of other people and all their dreams and everything. They're like, I'm just being me, right? I'm just being me. I'm an asshole. That just what it is, right? It's like, all right, can we also have that balance of focus on making yourself a whole person, and then allow your brand to shine through on that. Dan, you just happen to also be a good dude who's funny, right?
Yeah. Thanks, dude.
There are funny dudes that are not good people.
Yeah.
And they just destroy with like, and they try to just crush people for trying things, right? I think the word is haters.
Jake, I want to hit on something that you just mentioned there, Taylor. I want you to jump in. Sorry, I took your spot. Is that when you stop focusing, and this isn't an attack on what Noah's question is, when you stop focusing on how to build the brand, and then you just put out good, meaningful content, is when the brand grows, right? Like, if you want to grow your brand, Noah, like, there's a bunch of people that live overseas that have reached out to me about getting engagement on my podcast, right? I could get 50,000 new listens on my podcast. It's like, I already get more than that, not a big deal. But
we don't, but his other one does.
No, but like, if you wanted to get 50,000 listeners, like, hey, there's a free or a very cheap way to build fake engagement that doesn't build my brand, right? But if I continue to put out good content, we continue to put out good content, we continue to be the best, ambassadors for ourselves and what we're trying to do, is people are going to come in. And sometimes, I always say, or not I always say, because I've never said this before. I read the other day is that, overnight successes are usually 10 years in the making, right? So don't try to imagine, hey, I see this brand, they're doing really well. Gary Vee, all these followers, right? It's like, well, Gary Vee also has been doing this for 25 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's time, not time to end, also time to end this, but also time, right? Like, I think people, and this is something that I've had to like gut check myself a ton on, right? It's like, man, I keep doing this, right? Like, we've been at this podcast thing for literally a year now.
Yep.
Right. And some people would say we're not where we should be. Some people would say, well, y'all are doing great. Right. But like, I think the one thing that we all agreed on, and Dan's been really good for us, me and Jake, is being focused and being like, listen, like, at the end of the day, we started this to be friends, to hang out more, and to have cool people on. Who cares about the listens? Who cares about all of this stuff?
Yeah.
Right. And we just want to keep doing it. And I think that's the thing. Like, we've been at it for a year. I've been at my personal brand for maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, but to let y'all know, if y'all are still watching, that we've kind of turned a corner a little bit in the last 30, 60 days. Shout out to Alex Pooler for helping us with that. But I mean, we're averaging in the last, for our average 30 days is 10,000 people are seeing our posts. Right. And that's jumped up in the last 30, 60 days, but we've had to do the last year to get it to there. Right. So again, it's time that you just have to keep at. And that's why you got to do what you love.
Right.
Especially when it comes to branding.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so thankful that we get a chance to, anyone that we talk to, we get a chance to learn something from, right? Because you can glean unbelievable amounts of insights or personal help or just knowing someone else in your network personally by just having these conversations. So I'm extremely thankful to be able to do that and do that.
Absolutely. Well, boys.
Well, hold on. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, remember that there's, obviously everybody knows Amazon, everybody knows Gary Vee, everybody knows, some of these big Twitter and big companies out there. Remember that your goal shouldn't be to be the largest. It shouldn't be to, just have the most followers. Your goal should be to be the most impactful for what you can be as an individual, right? So maybe that is only being a subject matter expert that you're relaying to 20 people, but those 20 people, you guys really engage and you guys are able to build a really good, strong community and learn from each other. That to me is just as powerful, like Taylor said, of all these like Instagram influencers that were getting paid boatloads of money. Like, hey, I can go do this on my own. And then we're getting 3 people to buy their pieces of clothing, right? Know that your impact isn't based on the number of people that you're talking to. It's by the way that those words resonate with those that you are talking to.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's a good way to end it right there.
Power.
Cool. I appreciate y'all. All right. Well, thank y'all again.
Tune in tomorrow.
Tune in tomorrow. Hey, thank you all again. Tune in tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Central. Evan Kirkham, founder CEO of ColorCast, 1 minute or South by Southwest winner of 1 minute pitch competition. That's going to be a good one. Please
you can
share
RSVP at Unicorn Finders on LinkedIn, and you can share that link. Please share that link so we can get more exposure for that.
We are putting all of our efforts into LinkedIn. So if you do not follow us on LinkedIn, go follow us, like us. While I do have our website up on here, it takes you back to our LinkedIn after a few clicks. Like, we put all of our effort in LinkedIn. So if you are not following us on LinkedIn, follow us there, share everything. We appreciate y'all a ton. And boys, I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m.
Can't wait.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.